Greetings, Inquisitor. Welcome to Week 10 in the Rise of Optissio. This account was started using the Hyperdrive bundle. I update the progress every week. We'll go through the characters and teams and gameplay and try to share ideas that help newer players. So with that in mind, let's get into it. Let's see what happened in the account this week. I signed up for normal Conquest. It might have been a bit of a stretch, but we're trying to get through Conquest on normal this time with very few teams, but I want to see how it works and what we can do. And I got stuck pretty quickly on a team that I just couldn't beat, but I felt like if I put this Zeta onto No Escape for Vader, if I can pull them out of stealth, that I'd be able to get past this team. It's just past the midpoint in Sector 2, so it was pretty early on. But I couldn't beat either one of these teams already, and Dooku puts everybody in stealth, and there's just no way for me to get around it. Well, now with the No Escape, I can pull everyone out of stealth, and we can go around and start using Vader's abilities to take out the different members on the team. We do have the massively overpowered disc, so what we're trying to do is get around, or at this point I don't think we have the massively overpowered, but we have to get around to these guys. And I really want to kill this B2 before it has a chance to get too much done. So in this particular run, it was just as easy as pulling them out of stealth. And then once I could pull them out of stealth, we could move on. So honestly, I wasn't intending to put No Escape onto Vader this soon. It's definitely something that I was planning on doing eventually. But just in order to make progress in Conquest, we went ahead, got that taken care of. So we get progress, moving on, and get to keep working on Conquest. So Zeta applied for the sake of just getting progress over there. Then we have some characters that we can put some stars on. Moff Gideon, for example, we get another star on him. I am farming signal data with my Cantina energy, but I'm also farming ARC Trooper a little bit, Moff Gideon a little bit. We do have to get those characters up and running at some point. We'll put some stars over here on the Resistance team. We've got the Mandalorian that we can activate now. Just in order to get him in, he's part of a feat in Conquest again, so we're just going to go ahead and get him started and see if maybe we can get that feat done in Conquest. Here we've got Rex ready to promote to the 7th star. And again, these clones, I'm buying them all out of the shops, so I'm trying not to farm any clone except ARC Trooper out of the Cantina. Phasma here, working on her a little bit. We are still trying to get the First Order to 7 stars. Remember, we're trying to build a team there to get BB-8 to 7 stars. It's very low on the priority list, so we're just doing that in the background. Sun Fac's a definite priority. We're still trying to get the Geos in shape for a Wat Tambor shard. Sun Fac is the last one holding us back. The other Geos are all in good shape for the Wat mission if it comes around. So we do have to get this Sun Fac going. We need a couple more pieces on him. It's just Carbantes after Carbantes with this guy. Most people who don't have their Geos ready for Wat Tambor are missing the Sun Fac. And you just have to commit to the character and you have to build it out, because not only is he a good character and a key part of the Geo team, he's also his ship is very important for the Geo fleet, and if he's under geared, it hurts his ship. So just gotta grind it out. Here we're gonna put some more levels and skills onto Yoda again. Yoda is one of the characters that is quite good for Conquest, so we're going to go ahead and build him up as much as we can. We're not going to be able to get a lot of gear tiers on him. We're going to put a couple of the Omegas on that make sense, and then we're just going to, kind of park him there. We're taking a look at his gear. The pieces that are easy that we have a lot of, we're going to go ahead and lock down. Again, I don't typically lock down gear on characters, but if they're easy pieces and I know 100% for certain that I'm going to be developing those characters, then I don't feel bad about locking down some gear pieces. so that at least it's easy for me to see what's left over that's not easy gear. We're going to do the same thing here with Rex. We're going to lock down a bunch of pieces onto Rex. We are going to commit this, and it does have the hollow projectors. But remember, the clone troopers, besides that Sunfac getting finished out, the clone troopers are our number one priority at this point. We do plan to build that whole team to relic levels. So that's next big project. We're working on these troopers a little bit as well. We're going to start working on Dark Trooper here. We're going to take him up a few levels like we often do, just to get his gear started, get his skills started, get him going. Mods are a menace for me already. It's only 10 weeks in, so I can't expect to have too many mods developed, but I really wish that I had mods that were good enough just to put on these characters. So a lot of the characters still don't even have mods put on them. Out of the troopers, I think Gideon's the only one right now that has a mod set on him. We can promote Resistance Hero Poe as well. We're getting that team started. We'll get it underway. Again, we're going to develop clones, we're going to develop troopers, and we'll get around to that Resistance team as one of the lower priorities. We really need to get this passive on the Geospy. We've got 18 out of 20 of the Ship Omega materials. It did take me a while to unlock Tier 4 of that fleet challenge. So now that we've got that unlocked, we're gaining Ship Omegas. But the Ship Omegas come in pretty slowly, so by putting some of those Ship Omegas on the Vulture Droid and other ships, we kind of held back ourselves on the Geos a little bit. Here we have the Imperial TIE Bomber. It's one of the ships that's already functional at 4 or 5 stars. So we're going to go ahead and take that to level 85, invest in it, and look forward to continuing to develop these ships over the next few weeks. If I look at the journey guide, I do really need to get Emperor Palpatine to 7 stars. So we need one more, actually 2 more 7-star Rebels, and we'll be there. Jedi, we've got 3 Jedi at 7 stars. We need 2 more. So just kind of looking around there, figuring out for future weeks what it is that we have to build, because we do want to get those characters up to 7 stars so they can participate in events and get us more loot. Account status as of 10 weeks. The galactic power is up to 1.39 million. We added 40K this week. 3 relics. The 5th Zeta was put on with the No Mercy from, or No Escape from Vader. In Squad Arena, we've got the same little mixed team that we've been using, and it's holding pretty well. I'm glad that people aren't too ambitious about Squad Arena at the moment, because it allows me to get quite a bit of that Squad Arena currency. In the fleet, we've managed to get ourselves back in the top 5, and I've gone back to using the Endurance, and I have to say that the Endurance really does work better with this fleet than Home 1. That's kind of a surprise, but for now we're going to keep running the Endurance with our little fleet. Once we get a couple of those Ship Omegas onto the Geos, I do believe our Geos will be passing up this little mixed fleet. But in any case, we do have 2 pretty good fleets with this one and the Geos. The project is still to Relic 5s in week 12. The energy plan for next week is pretty much the same. The only thing that's different, and we'll talk about that here in a second, but we got the Dark Trooper now in the energy plan. Shop plan, also the same as last week. We're just working on gear, ships, same stuff. So reflections after 10 weeks. So the Geos came together nicely. At 10 weeks, all we've got left is the Sunfac, and we'll be ready for Wat Tambor mission, so that's respectable. I think if I would have focused on him even more, we'd have been ready sooner. I did want to get 5s to gear 12 so that we could put a relic on him. And 5s is another character that takes a lot of Carbantes. So if I would have put Sunfac ahead of 5s, we easily would have had the Geos ready for Wat Tambor in 9 or 10 weeks. The clones are coming up. That's fine. The Vader team, we relicked Vader. He's working as intended. We did get some decent mods put on him, so his speed is okay. The Imperial Troopers are coming soon. We got a couple teams coming up behind it. We're just investing in those as we go along. The fleets are in decent shape, but having committed a bunch of the Hyperdrive Bundle Omegas already to the little fleet that we've got, then we didn't have any left over for the Geos, so I think if I had it to do over again, I might hold off on a couple of the areas where I put ship Omegas, on the TIE Silencer, for example, or other ships, and potentially save those for the Geos and make sure that we get that, especially that passive on the Spy. That's a very big boost to the power of the Geo fleet. Mods are a real sticking point. And again, I think at 10 weeks I can't be too ambitious, but having characters and I don't even have mods that are good enough to put on them in the first place is, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So we're chipping away at that. We need to get the Dark Trooper underway as soon as we can. So we really don't need Queel in the TIE Bomber. I want to build the TIE Bomber. Queel is a good character, so that's a good node that has two good things for us. But I think right now I'm going to put that on the shelf and get that Dark Trooper under farm right away so that we have that fifth member of the Trooper team up and coming along with them. I was going to do Range or Snow Trooper or something like that, but at the end of the day, we just need to commit to it and get that Dark Trooper in there and make him the one that we spend gear on. Also, thinking back, looking at the build, I think the only team-wise I would do, I didn't really identify a good bounty hunter team as part of this build. And Boba Fett is easy. We could get Jango and Bosk and get the Houndstooth for fleet. So maybe instead of the Resistance team at first, we could have taken a look at doing the bounty hunters instead. And that would also get us the Houndstooth for fleet. So that would be maybe a better play than going for the Resistance team that early. We'll see as we go along, because assuming that I do get out of Carbonite and into Bronzium, I'm going to need more teams, and it'll be interesting to see if we can get that Resistance team developed up in time to be effective as a front wall defense once we get into Bronzium. Another thought, I committed very quickly to the traditional Trooper team. And since I'm making the video late in this week, the footage was from earlier, but we do know now that Iden Versio appears on the same node as the Vulture droid. So I was looking at that today, trying to think if maybe for a brand new player or somebody who hasn't committed to the traditional troopers, whether it would be a good idea to do Iden first. Now, one of the reasons I like to build troopers, they do really good in assault battles. And at relatively low gear, they can already do the challenge tier 1 with some important loot that comes off of that. So the next time that challenge comes around, I'm going to mess around with my other accounts that have Iden Versio at low stars and low gear and put some different trooper compositions together and see what Iden would need to be able to clear the challenge tier 1 on an assault battle. And if that team can reasonably work in an assault battle, then maybe Iden Versio would be, an interesting option for that initial play. You could quite easily build, Snow Trooper, Storm Trooper. They're easy characters to build. They're shop characters in case of Snow Trooper. Magma Trooper comes out of the shop. So it would be a team that you could put together without having to identify a whole bunch of hard nodes to farm. So we'll take a look at that and see if that would work better with the build than the traditional troopers. So that's some thoughts I'm having after 10 weeks. The account's grinding along. For anybody who doesn't know the gamer term grinding, that's pretty much when you've got a goal and it takes a certain amount of time or a certain, luck to get what you're working on. And you just got to grind away at it till you get it. It's not the most fun or exciting thing, but the fact that you have to work at it does make it a little more rewarding when you finally get the payout. So we'll be grinding along. Now, I took a look at the troopers, and I think reasonably if we could keep up a 2-week relic rate now that we've gotten started, we could potentially finish that full relic trooper team at 20 weeks. I think that would be a pretty good goal, to have a full team of troopers that are ready for the Ki-Adi-Mundi mission at 20 weeks. That means that I also have to have good enough mods at 20 weeks to be able to do the CAM mission. And right now, I think the thing that holds us back the most is the materials for the high relic levels, because we really do need a lot of stuff to break down for Electrium conductors, and we don't really have the economy right now through the Shard Shop to be able to get those Electrium conductors built. So my characters are stuck at Relic 5, and a Relic 5 team is going to struggle in that CAM mission, especially since I won't have premium mods. So we will need to get at least a couple of those characters to Relic 7. So we'll see. 20 weeks, I think, is a pretty ambitious target, but let's see if we can get there with mods good enough to do the CAM mission, and that will be the long-term goal for right now. That will wrap up this week's account review. If you could, please hit that like button on your way out. That helps me, helps the channel, and I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to watch more like this in the future, and join us over on the Discord. We've got a great Discord community, a bunch of people over there, experienced players, newer players, and if you want some help, just get in there, start asking some questions, and somebody will help you. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.